Ever hear whispers of the restless dead? Forget what you think you know about ghosts. In the quiet, shadow-draped villages of Romania, there's a fear far older and more tangible. It has a name: Strigoi. These aren't just spirits. They are the souls of those who refuse to stay buried. They are said to climb from their graves under the cloak of night, driven by a thirst for blood, a desire to spread disease, and a need to torment the living. The stories say they are the souls of the unbaptized, cursed to wander forever. They are the witches and the wicked, their evil deeds following them even after death. But the most terrifying of all are the ones who return not as spirits, but in the flesh-physical bodies, clawing their way out of the earth, their eyes burning with a hunger for life. Imagine living with that fear. For centuries, villagers developed chilling rituals to protect themselves. If someone was suspected of becoming a Strigoi, their body would be exhumed. The community would gather, their faces lit by flickering torchlight. As a wooden stake was driven through the corpse's heart, or the body was set ablaze until nothing but ash remained. Some were buried face down, a desperate hope that if they tried to claw their way out, it would only dig deeper into the earth. Garlic wasn't just for cooking, it was a shield. Crosses weren't just for prayer, they were weapons. Holy water was a line of defense. These weren't just superstitions. They were tools for survival against an enemy they believed was very, very real. One of the most famous and unsettling accounts comes from a small village deep in Transylvania. Following the mysterious death of a child, the terrified locals knew what they had to do. They gathered at the cemetery and dug up the most recently buried corpse. What they found chilled them to the bone. The body wasn't decaying. It looked fresh. Its cheeks were flushed red, as if with blood. There was no hesitation. They drove a sharpened stake through its heart, and for good measure, they burned the body. And then the strange deaths in the village stopped. For them, this was the ultimate proof. The Strigoi was real, and they had defeated it. It's from these dark, visceral legends that the global myth of the vampire as we know it was born. Bram Stoker's Dracula drew heavily from these Romanian folklores, but he softened the edges. He gave us a charismatic aristocrat, a creature of dark romance. The original Strigoi, however, was something far more primal and terrifying. It was your neighbor, your family member, risen from the grave with a monstrous new purpose. It wasn't a stranger from a faraway castle. It was the familiar face of someone you once loved, now twisted by an unholy hunger. Even today, in some remote corners of Romania, these traditions linger. The fear hasn't completely faded. Villagers still leave offerings of food and drink on graves, not just to honor the dead, but to appease them, hoping to keep them resting peacefully. They still hang garlic on their doors, a silent prayer against the things that lurk in the night. The line between history and folklore is blurred, and the stories are passed down, not as entertainment, but as a genuine warning. The Strigoi represent something deeper than just a monster. They are the physical embodiment of one of humanity's oldest and most profound fears: the fear of the unknown, the fear of disease, and the terrifying possibility that death is not the peaceful end we hope for. Instead, it could be the beginning of something much, much darker. It's a chilling reminder that some legends are born from very real terror, a terror that, for some, has never truly gone away. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the shadows of folklore. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another story from the dark corners of our world. See you next time.